I'm sorry, but you cast Logan freaking Paul in Valley Girl. Huge red flag there. When the poster says the awesomest love story ever told, movie, are you sure about that? Valley Girl 2020, directed by Rachel Lee Goldberg, and is the 2020 remake of the 1983 classic musical Valley Girl. And this review was most kindly requested by an awesome subscriber and pal of mine, Jake. So, Jake, this review is all for you. Hope you enjoy hearing my honest thoughts. I've nearly gotten through all my requests this summer because I do feel a little burnt out from requests at this point, but they've still been such a pleasure to do for each and every one of you. So Valley Girl 2020 tells the story of Jamie, played by Jessica Roth from Happy Death Day. And in present day, she's telling the story to her teenage daughter who's just returned upset from Japan after the breakup with her boyfriend. And her mother tells her all about she didn't have it easy with men either. How in her teens, she was a valley girl from a wealthy family who fell in love with a punk, Randy, much to her friends and her previous boyfriend Mickey's disapproval. And this is really a story about which guy does Jamie pick, Randy or Mickey? Happy 40th anniversary to Valley Girl 1983. I mean, while it's not quite Grease or Footloose, it is still one classic teen musical that certainly didn't need to be remade. So, is Valley Girl 2020 a remake that's just as good, if not better, than the original movie, or is it a inferior wannabe of the original? It's sadly the latter. I mean, Jacob, thanks for the request, buddy. If you like this remake, that is awesome. But yeah, I couldn't get into it much. Fans of the original Valley Girl won't like this remake, and you can clearly see when you compare the two movies that this is just a watered down and sugar coated and modernized version of the original with none of the charm, smart writing, or heart that made the original special. But I would still take this over the vast majority of the Disney remakes any day. It still could have been worse for sure, but as far as remakes go, this is no Peter Jackson King Kong by any stretch. So let's get into the only reasons you should watch Valley Girl 2020 and what it does have going for us. I mean, yeah, Jessica Rother is a solid casting choice as a Jamie. I mean, she's certainly got the looks for it. She is absolutely stunning, and I always mistake her for Blake Lively whenever I watch her because they are that identical. And yeah, and her uh, friends are also adorably charming, especially Chloe Bennett as Karen being the standout because Chloe Bennett, she's freaking awesome. And the soundtrack, for the most part, is harmless. Like We Got the Beats or I Melt With You, the prom edition. I mean, so the performances for the most part and the soundtrack are not so bad. They just don't compare to the acting or songs in the Valley Girl movie that came, well, 37 years before this one. And in all honesty, this is a remake that's is uh, you could title Vanilla Girl because it is completely and utterly empty and vanilla uh, and a remake that doesn't need to exist. Why would you watch this movie when you could watch the 1983 one that gives you the far better experience and the full package? Even though this movie is supposed to be in the 80s, it doesn't feel like the 80s. I mean, say what you want about Wonder Woman 1984, but that movie captured the 80s down to a freaking T. Unlike this one, which feels far too modern and more like a cheap high school musical movie rather than a grand, well, cinematic musical spectacle, which is what the original was for its time. And plus, they butchered the character of Randy. I have seen plenty of wooden planks give better performances than this guy. He's no Nicolas Cage, the original Randy. I mean, who was uh, so slick and perfectly suited for that role. I don't buy why a smart and talented young girl like Jamie would ever fall for this Blandy McBlanderson guy. And heck, I don't even buy him as a punk. Punks are supposed to be cool movie. And why the hell would you change her ex-boyfriend's name from Tommy to Mickey? There was no need for that. What how does that make this remake different from the original? And Logan Paul, bravo. I mean, just give him the Razzie for Worst Actor of 2020. I mean, I lost all respect for the guy when, after what he did in the Japanese suicide forest in early 2018. So this he's a YouTuber who shouldn't even be on YouTube and shouldn't be allowed to act in movies after what he did. I'm happy that KSI beat him in their boxing match, and I'm and I'm sorry, but the entire love triangle between Jamie, Randy, and Mickey falls completely flat because Logan's shitty acting does not help, and plus Randy is he just cries and wallows and doesn't even make an attempt to go after Jamie again after the breakup, unlike in the original. So this Randy clearly doesn't care nearly as much about Jamie. And even Jamie's parents are kind of changed for the worse here. In the original, they were easygoing and far more fun. This one tried to make them more serious and strict. And they've got to go with the cliche where the parents don't agree with their daughter's life decisions, and it makes them less likable. Oh, and some musical sequences in this movie for me were a drag to get through, uh, especially the Take Me On scene where a weak cover of Take Me On playing in the background. If I wanted to listen to that song in a movie, I would just play the scene where Mario and Peach go to Kongland in Super Mario Brothers movie. Also, the under pressure sequence. I mean, yeah, that's about as enjoyable as a Jedward's underwhelming cover of that song. The original wasn't afraid to, touch on topics like sex and drugs, and yeah, this one isn't. This one feels way more afraid to dip its toe into mature storytelling. Instead, it feels way more restricted to being a teen movie in tone, making it the more boring version. So, and in the opening, I mean, I understand why they wanted a different opening to make this remake differentiate itself from the original and give it its own identity by having Jamie tell her teen daughter about her teen years. But that decision at the same time kind of kills all tension when we're watching Jamie's teen years because we know exactly where she ends up. So yeah, overall, Valley Girl 2020 shouldn't have been made. It's a pointless remake at the end of the day. You're far better off with the original, which I will review in the future. I give Valley Girl 2020 2 stars out of 5. Meh movie. So yeah, at least I've seen worse remakes, but thank you heaps to Jacob for the most awesome request, and yeah, now I can't wait to rewatch the original Valley Girl as I appreciate that one more than ever. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what are your thoughts on Valley Girl 2020? Are you more of a fan of the original or the remake? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you next time when the time has come for me to share my favourites, most disappointing, and least favourite movies of summer 2023. There's finally been a summer this decade with enough movies for me to do that series again. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.